Mark Pope mic'd up was released on the Kentucky men's basketball Twitter. And we are here to do what we do best, Cart. Body language PhD the hell out of this thing. Uh,
So
a lot of teams are putting practice clips up in various ways. We have a video about Duke's highlights that they put up for every single player. Kentucky went the more interesting route with the brand new coach. They went full 3-minute long mic'd up video, allowing everybody to hear what it's like with Mark Pope running a practice and how he interacts with his players. We also obviously got to see some of the players in action in this. There's some scrimmage clips, there's some drill clips, but the most important thing or the most compelling part of this to me for sure was just hearing how Mark Pope operates when running a practice. You and I are both kind of skeptical, to say the least, on this Kentucky roster and Mark Pope in general at Kentucky. I think we both have them fringe top 25, maybe outside the top 25 to start the season. What do you make of this video, this mic'd up video? Does this change your thoughts on Kentucky in any good or bad way?
no, I don't think it really sways me either one way or the other. The funny narrative to me though is that you look at the response to this and it's like, oh man, it is so refreshing to see a coach coaching. It's so refreshing that a coach is so interactive at practice when all I'm seeing is a coach that's being a basketball coach at practice. Is this not what basketball coaches do at practice? I know some do it on a different scale, but like I don't know. I think Coach Cal is getting the short end of the stick, but the overwhelming response, and you just even look at the replies to the tweet. Pope coaching more in one practice than Cal did in 15 years. We have coaches who actually coach. God bless this state. Seeing him coaching players is inspirational to me. Like incredible access. Love this. Want a documentary. Coach Pope coaching. Coach Pope. Like what? The narrative that like Coach Pope is just like actually doing his job is kind of funny to me. But I also love a good all access. Like let's not get it twisted. All accesses are always great. Wish
Yeah,
I got a more.
I want an Amazon Prime series of this. In all seriousness, I really enjoyed this look. Shout out to the Kentucky social media team because I wish more programs would do this. I wish you would get a sense of who these coaches are and how they do things on like a day-to-day basis. It personalizes them. And there's a lot of programs that just don't give access to anything. It's good for Kentucky basketball for people to see how Mark Pope operates behind the scenes and what practices and just he is like in general as a figure. It would also be really compelling, like, if there was a series of this or, like, reoccurring things. I think Kentucky like, if we were in charge of doing the, like, what's the NFL version? Hard Knocks? If we were in charge of picking a Hard Knocks for college basketball, wouldn't Kentucky be number 1 on the list this year?
No, probably Cal still.
I think it's Kentucky number 1.
You
Like,
think?
Cal's doing his own shit, and I think he's selling a series like that, but, like,
Actually, no, BYU. Uh-uh.
I think Kentucky would be number 1 because it's like there's a threat of failure. And are you ready for the moment? Like Fanta had an interview with Mark Pope the other day that was really good, by the way. But it was like, what would you have said if I told you this a year ago? And he was like, I would have said you're crazy. And I'm like, oh, that's cute and relatable. But also, like, can you also say, like, I would have said I'm ready for this? Like, I don't want Kentucky's head coach to sit here and say he can't believe he's Kentucky's head coach when we're a month out from the season. And it did feel, watch this video, man. Look, I think there is some substance to the fact that he's coaching. He looks very hands-on in a way. I don't know what Cal did at practice. It wouldn't be this hands-on. I can tell you that from knowing who Cal is. He's probably just watching and, okay, now it's time to do this drill. And yeah, he can coach game. He has a high basketball IQ too. But Pope is like in a defensive stance demonstrating shit here. Like there is a hands-on approach that I think will help these players in a way relate to their coach and hopefully like him and help players want to play for him. I just it all felt a little high schooly to me. I'm not gonna lie. As someone who has like overseen a lot of high school basketball practices in the last few years, the entire vibe of this felt like I was watching a varsity boys practice. And that terrifies me a little bit. I was expecting a little, I don't know what, a little more flash, a little more substance at Kentucky than like running the drills I've run for my high school seniors in Class B in Michigan. And let's get to the baseline, boys. Like I
Was
was
there
a
that
little
actual
put
arm
off by
motion in it?
that. Yeah, man. Did you listen to this?
I did, but I didn't see the arm motion. You
There
just muted.
was.
Oh, okay, you're back on now. I just lost
Yeah,
you for a
sorry. I'm
second.
trying to listen to one specific quote because there was one other big revelation from Mark Pope here. Hold on. Yeah. Okay. So Mark Pope's a catchphrase guy. That's the other thing that came from this. And that terrifies me. That's my biggest concern from this. 25 seconds into this video car, he's breaking down huddle. And he's like, it's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to make mistakes, boys, right? Because we come in, we make mistakes, we correct them, right? Right? Okay. Hands in, everybody, hands in. A ton of joy, a ton of juice. Let's go.
Oh, joy, it's
A ton of joy, a ton of juice. Let's
I
go.
hate that.
They're cooked. They're cooked. That's the takeaway.
Okay, but also with that said, though high schooly, some good things from some players.
Cart, they were running a weave at one point.
Kirk Crease is wearing 77, Greg.
Yeah, he claims he gave that to Luka Doncic, by the way.
Yeah, man. That's your starting point guard. We need
From
that.
from what you saw from the players themselves, like we did get clips of the players. Do you feel better, worse, the same about Kentucky's roster talent-wise and who's going to be on the court for them this year?
I think it's going to take some time to adjust aesthetically to this being Kentucky now, but it looked BYU-y.
I'm gonna say a nice thing, and then I'm gonna say a not nice thing. Two nice things, then a not nice thing. I feel like that's fair. That should be our rule with Kentucky all season long. We have to say two nice things to earn a not nice thing.
Okay,
Do
cool.
that?
I'm in with that.
Nice thing number one. Colin Chandler looks good, and I'm buying stock in Colin Chandler. He doesn't look like a dude who hasn't touched a basketball in a while. He looks ready and good. Otega Owe, I think I'm downplaying him. I think he can be like nasty and like an above the rim, just I don't know. I think like he was a good player last year, even though we made jokes about him. He often became the punchline for us. He could be really, really, really good for Kentucky. Okay, now I get to say the mean thing, right?
Yay.
Kerr Kriisa was featured in this video as if he's the star player on this team.
No.
So we got a catchphrase head coach and Kerr Kriisa as the best player likely on Kentucky. That was my takeaway from this 3-minute practice video.
We're going to get so much content this year.
Dog. That's so troubling. It is, and no Kentucky fan can tell me otherwise. Okay, thanks to Kentucky basketball for giving us a look into Mark Pope's practice. Give us daily looks. I would like more catchphrases. The NBA draft is coming up, and I've got something awesome for you. We are partnering with the people at NBA 2K Lab. NBA 2K is the best video game on earth. The people at 2K Lab are making some awesome stuff to make that game even more fun, and they just launched their 2024 NBA Draft Simulator, where you can find the official Sleepers Media big board. We ranked our top 75 players in this draft class. Me, Carter, Brian Ralph, Riley Davis. We did it together, and it is featured on the 2K Lab NBA Draft Simulator. You can take control of any team in the draft, play GM with just one click, and see our entire rankings before these videos even come out. Check out the link in the description of this video to try out the draft sim for yourself, and you can find more mini games at NBA2KLab.com/NBA-mini-games.